Hello guys, we should be live and finally welcome back to yet another live stream, and today it is the final of ATP 250 in Stuttgart. So it is one of the first grass court tournaments final on the ATP Tour of this season. We at the same time we are playing the final also in the Netherlands. Daniel Medvedev facing off the home sensation Van Riethoven. So we will keep an eye on that final as well, but we will be streaming the big match between two big guys, Andy Murray and Matteo Berrettini. Andy Murray, of course, after quite some time, he has been able to get to his first ATP final. Actually, let me just try to search when was the last time Andy Murray did actually play his last ATP final, because I'm not completely sure. Let's see. Let's try to search Andy Murray again, guys. If you have any questions, if you have any thoughts on this match, make sure to leave them in the chat. And as always, and if you are enjoying the content, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. So let's see. Andy Murray, right now I have his profile up. And his last final, let's see, his last title was in 2019 in Antwerp, and his last final was in Sydney, actually this year, Sydney. So he did play a final also this year, at the very beginning of this year, but he wasn't able to win it. But let's see how Andy Murray does today. Of course, he likes to play on grass. He has said it many times. He likes this surface. He thinks that his game style is very well suited for a grass tournament. So again, let's see how he will play today against Matteo Berrettini. It should be a very interesting match, because Andy Murray, of course, coming back from injury after quite some time, after 2 hip surgeries. And Matteo Berrettini, on the other hand, he's coming back from an injury as well himself. So it should be interesting to see how Matteo Berrettini will especially play on Wimbledon. I'm very interested to see how he will play during Wimbledon. He should be one of the top favorites, of course. Last year, Matteo Berrettini making the final. So let's see what he can achieve this time. But yeah, both of the players already on court, ready to go, ready to roll. So what are your predictions, guys? Make sure to drop your predictions in the chat. As always, who do you think will win this one, this blockbuster in Stuttgart? Do you think it will be Matteo Berrettini, the Italian, the world number 10, or do you think it will be Andy Murray, the more experienced guy, but the guy who probably doesn't have that much stamina than Matteo Berrettini? But again, it should be very interesting. Both of the players did get some very decent wins this week. So let's just go as the players are currently warming up. We will go just through some results, their results during this week's tournaments. So let me just try to find it. When we look at Andy Murray and his run this week, he was able to defeat in the first round O'Connell, then he defeated Alexander Bublik, Stefanos Tsitsipas in the quarterfinals, and yesterday in the semis he was able to defeat Nick Kyrgios. So again, very big wins for Andy Murray this week, and he actually didn't lose a single set so far, so that is also very important. Solid performances, 2 sets to love against Kyrgios, Tsitsipas, Bublik and O'Connell. So Andy Murray has been pretty much flawless so far this week. Can Matteo Berrettini stop him? That is the big question. What about Matteo Berrettini? He has played only 3 matches so far this week in Stuttgart. He was able to defeat Albot in the first round, 2 sets to 1. Then he defeated his countryman Lorenzo Sonego and his very good friend as well, 2 sets to 1. And he was able to defeat the German Oscar Otte, the home guy, in the semi-finals yesterday, 2 sets to love. So Matteo Berrettini losing 2 sets from 3 matches this week. It has not been that good. He hasn't been playing that well as Andy Murray. He did lose some sets, but again, that's just more practice. There is just more sets to play. So both of the players, they have actually played 8 sets. But Matteo Berrettini only playing 3 matches, Andy Murray on the other hand playing 4 matches, winning all 8 sets. he has played. And I think there will be a little bit more support today for Andy Murray, but let's see who will win this one. But I think the crowd in Stuttgart, they also like Matteo Berrettini, so it should be highly enjoyable. Again, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. If you are enjoying the live stream, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as we are trying to reach 100 subscribers. That is the first big milestone, obviously, for every YouTube channel, so trying to reach 100 subscribers as early as possible. So, what do you think, guys? What do you reckon how this one will end? It is a blockbuster, of course. Andy Murray, Matteo Berrettini, two very good tennis players. I mean, I would say Andy Murray will win this one. I am going with Andy, but I think it will be tough. Matteo Berrettini, very tough player to beat on grass, especially. I have already talked about Matteo Berrettini reaching the Wimbledon final just last year, so he's a very dangerous guy. Let's see what he can do against Andy Murray, but Andy Murray was playing very, very well this week so far. As I have said earlier, 4 matches, 4 wins, all 8 sets won for Andy Murray. So what do you think, guys? What do you reckon? Who will win this one? Make sure to leave your thoughts and your predictions in the chat, as always. So, the warm-up is almost finished, so we should be ready to go in a few minutes, basically. Let's see who will win this one, but yeah, this is a very big matchup. As I have said earlier, Matteo Berrettini defeating Oscar Otte in the semi-finals yesterday, and Andy Murray was able to come through Nick Kyrgios. It was quite a tough match. Andy Murray winning the first set in a tiebreaker, and then the second set was a little bit more comfortable for Andy Murray, but again, today is the new day and a new opponent. Arguably, this Matteo Berrettini will be the toughest opponent Andy Murray will face this week so far. Let's see who wins this one. But on the other hand, also Andy Murray, I think, will be the toughest opponent Matteo Berrettini will be facing all week. Both of the players have ended the warm-up, so we should be ready to go. And we are ready to go right now. Andy Murray beginning on a serve. Again, guys, make sure to drop your predictions in the chat as always. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the chat as well. And basically, let's just enjoy this heavyweight clash. Andy Murray serving. First serve, again, great first serve. 15-love in favor of Andy Murray. Very good first serve from the Brit. This is the way probably Andy Murray will try to play, really serving very big, because Matteo Berrettini and his serve could be very, very dangerous. So, Andy Murray leading 15-love on in his first service game. Again, serve from Andy Murray. He's ready for a first serve. Let's go. First serve from Andy goes wide. It will be second serve from Murray. Second serve from the Brit. Matteo Berrettini is ready. Andy Murray serving. Second serve goes in. Berrettini hitting the backhand to the net. That is easy point for Andy Murray. 30-love. 30-love for Andy Murray, for the former world number 1. Again, guys, make sure to drop your predictions in the chat as always. What do you reckon? Who will win this one? Who will win this blockbuster? And if you are enjoying the show, also make sure to hit that subscribe button, as we are trying to reach 100 subscribers. First serve again going wide. It will be the second serve from Andy Murray. He's leading 30-love in his first service game. So, Andy Murray. It will be second serve from the Brit. Matteo Berrettini is ready. Second serve from Andy. And also, you can tell me, guys, who are you supporting today? I am personally rooting for Andy Murray. I think Matteo Berrettini still has a lot of years left to play on the tour, but Andy Murray is probably nearing his retirement. But a great backhand winner from Matteo Berrettini from the hammer. That was a great strike, 30-15. Great strike from Berrettini. This is the way the Italian will be trying to play. Great backhand down the line. Andy Murray unable to get to it. 30-15. Maybe some first problems in the first service game for Andy Murray. Let's see. Again, guys, you can drop your predictions in the chat as always. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat as well. First serve from Murray going wide. It will be the second serve from the Brit. So maybe some problems for Andy Murray here. Let's see what he does. 30-15, still only in the first game. 30-15, Andy Murray going for a second serve here. Andy Murray and his second serve. Second serve goes in, Berrettini hitting the backhand to the net. Again, easy point for Andy Murray, 40-15. Easy point for the Brit. Easy point for the Brit. Berrettini should have done better on that return. Really, it was very, very slow. Second serve, Berrettini should have done better. Andy Murray hitting the first serve to the net. Again, it will be the second serve. First serve's not going in for Andy Murray in this first service game. That could be an issue if it will be a long time thing, but I think it's just the first game. You know, we are just warming up. Second serve goes in. Berrettini hitting the backhand, forehand from Andy. Slice backhand from Berrettini. Andy Murray using the slice backhand himself. Backhand winner from Andy Murray. Backhand pass. Boom, boom, boom. One game to love from Andy Murray. He strikes first. Great backhand winner. Matteo Berrettini tried to go to the net, but that was just not a good approach. Great backhand pass from Andy Murray. He likes to do these kinds of shots. And Andy Murray gets to the top. He gets his nose at the front. One game to love in favor of the Brit. Again, guys, what do you think? What are your predictions? I want to hear your predictions in the chat. Who do you think will win this one? What do you reckon? Who will win this one? I have already said I'm choosing Andy Murray in 3 sets. I think Andy Murray will do it, but I think he will need 3 sets to win this one. What do you reckon, guys? What are your predictions? As the both players have changed the sides after the first game of the set, obviously. And we have Matteo Berrettini on serve. So Matteo Berrettini serving right now. His first service game of the match. First serve from Berrettini goes in. Andy Murray returning with a backhand. Great strike from Berrettini. Murray returning, but Berrettini going for an overhead smash. Boom. Murray unable to get to this one. 15 love in favor of Matteo. In favor of the hammer. So, Berrettini leading 15 love on his serve. Again, the world number 10, Matteo Berrettini serving. First serve from Berrettini goes in. Murray returns with a forehand. Forehand from Berrettini. Slice backhand from Murray. Forehand from Berrettini. Backhand from Murray. Forehand from Berrettini. This is the longest rally of the match so far. Backhand from Murray. Backhand from Berrettini as well. Slice backhand from Andy. Berrettini hitting the net. Andy Murray was able to stay in the rally, was able to ask a question, and Matteo Berrettini eventually going for an unforced error, hitting the net from his backhand side. It is 15-all. Matteo Berrettini on serve. Matteo Berrettini on serve, but Andy Murray really did very well in that last rally just to stay in it and ask the question. Matteo Berrettini eventually going for an unforced error. First serve again from Berrettini goes in. Berrettini going for a drop shot. Murray, can he get to it? No, he can't. No, he can't. 30-15 in favor of the Italian. Good drop shot this time. The first drop shot of the match. Berrettini went very close to the net, so he was quite confident with that drop shot. Andy Murray was standing quiet, far behind the baseline, so it was a good shot selection from the Italian. And we are at 30-15 in favor of Matteo Berrettini. Berrettini again serving. First serve hits the net. It will be the second serve from Matteo. Second serve from Berrettini. Again, guys, don't be shy. Make sure to drop your score predictions in the chat. Andy Murray, great return. Backhand from Andy. Slice backhand from Matteo. Matteo again going for a slice backhand from Andy Murray as well, slice backhand from Matteo. This is the battle of the slice backhands, and Matteo Berrettini eventually hitting the forehand wide. So it is 30-all. Andy Murray doing some damage on Matteo Berrettini's serve. It would be very, very beneficial for Andy Murray if he could get a break of serve this quickly. Basically in the first possible option, in the first possible attempt. If he could get that break right here, right now, that would be very beneficial. This is a big point. Matteo Berrettini has to win it. Berrettini going for a first serve. Hits the net. It will be the second serve from Italian, from the world number 10. Second serve from Matteo Berrettini. Matteo Berrettini hitting the second serve in. Andy Murray returning wide. What a second serve this was. Great second serve from Berrettini. 40-30 in favor of the Italian. 40-30 in favor of Matteo Berrettini. This will be a big hold. If Matteo can hold here, this will be a very big hold of serve. First serve. I think that was an ace. Yes, indeed it was. First ace of this contest so far, and it ends the game number 2. 1 game all so far. Both of the players, they have held their serves. So we are on the serve in the first set. Again, guys, make sure to drop your score predictions in the chat. Please don't be shy. Just write, who do you think will win this one? What do you reckon how this match will end? Yeah, 1 game all so far. Andy Murray on serve yet again. Andy Murray serving. First serve. I think there was an ace. No, it was wide. Apparently it was wide, so it will be the second serve from Andy. Second serve from Andy. Murray going for a second serve. Second serve goes in. Backhand from Berrettini. Backhand from Murray as well. Slice backhand from Matteo. Forehand from Murray. Again, Matteo Berrettini going for a drop shot. What a drop shot this is. Ooh, what a drop shot. Great play by Matteo. 15 love in his favor, or from the perspective of the serving Andy Murray, it is love 15. Great drop shot. Andy Murray didn't put enough pace on that backhand shot, and Matteo Berrettini did get advantage of that. Very nice drop shot from Berrettini, from the Italian. Love 15, Andy Murray still on serve. Murray. Forehand from Andy. Forehand from Matteo Berrettini goes wide. 15 all. Matteo Berrettini is arguing something with the chair empire. I'm not sure what it is. Hi, Fabio. Fabio Moreale. Forza Matteo. Yes, Matteo Berrettini. I'm sure you are rooting for Matteo. Your name has Italian, taste in it. So we do have some Italian fans in the house, apparently. Matteo Berrettini right now trying to get a first break of this match. And it is 15 all right now. Italiana. Yes. From Italy. I just love Italy. The food there, it is delicious. And you have pretty darn good tennis players as well. Matteo Berrettini, Lorenzo Musetti. I love the game style of Lorenzo Musetti. His one-handed backhand, Yannick Sinner. Very decent young players. I think Italy will be one of the strongest tennis countries in very near future, basically. But let's get back to business. Andy Murray hitting the first serve wide. It will be the second serve from Andy. Again, guys, if you are enjoying the content, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as we are trying to reach 100 subscribers. That is the first big goal for us. Second serve goes wide. It is a double fault. Very unfortunate double fault for Andy Murray. 15-30. Problems starting to emerge for the former world number 1. 15-30. So, Andy Murray serving. Matteo Berrettini has some chances, Fabio. He has some chances to break here. First serve from Andy goes in. Matteo Berrettini, great return. Slice backhand from Berrettini. Forehand from Andy Murray. Again, slice backhand from Berrettini. Forehand from Andy. Backhand from Berrettini. Forehand from Andy Murray. Forehand from Berrettini as well. Forehand from Andy. Forehand from Matteo. Backhand slice from Andy Murray. And a forehand winner by Matteo Berrettini. Boom, boom, boom. Forehand winner. 40-15. And that brings up the first 2 break points. First 2 break points of this match for the Italian. What a opportunity for Matteo Berrettini to break here. Andy Murray in deep trouble now. If he will find some way to get out of this game, that will be huge. Andy Murray serving. 2 break points right now, right here for Matteo Berrettini. First serve from Andy Murray hits the net. It will be the second serve from the Brit. And the problems starting to get bigger and bigger. Andy Murray on second serve. Matteo Berrettini with 2 break points. Here, second serve from Andy goes in. Forehand from Berrettini. Again, forehand from Matteo. And it is a winner. Matteo Berrettini, just like that, gets the first break of the game. He goes up 2-1 and he will be serving next. First break of this match goes in the way of the world number 10, in the way of the Italian. Again, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. We have the first very short break of this match. Both of the players are going to rest up. If you have any score predictions, guys, make sure to drop them in the chat. I want to hear, what do you think? Who will win this one? This blockbuster. So far, it has been going a little bit better for Matteo Berrettini, who just got a break of serve, and he will be serving to consolidate the break in the next game. So what do you think, guys? What do you reckon? Who is winning this one? Who is taking home the title from Stuttgart? What do you think, guys? Who will win this one? Andy Murray trying to concentrate, meditate in some kind, in some style, in some way. Matteo Berrettini, of course, coming back from injury. This is his first tournament since coming back. And if he could win a title, that could be absolutely huge. That could be huge. So let's see how this blockbuster matchup will end. But so far it is Matteo Berrettini with lead, 2-1. Matteo Berrettini leading 2-1. Yeah, seems like both players are ready to go again. Matteo Berrettini on serve. He will try to hold here and then again consolidate the break, get the 3-1 lead. That could be quite significant. So let's see what this game will bring. Matteo Berrettini on serve. He's leading 2-1 in this blockbuster final from Stuttgart. Andy Murray in some trouble right now. He would love to get a break right back, but Matteo Berrettini on serve. Forehand from Andy. Slice backhand from Matteo. Andy going to the net. Good approach from Andy Murray, and he gets the winner, I think. Yes, he does. Love 15. Andy Murray. Very well played from Andy. He went to the net. That was a good option. That was a good decision. He dropped the volley right on the line. Matteo Berrettini unable to get to it. So a good start to this game for Andy Murray. Again, guys, if you have your score predictions, please drop them in the chat. I want to hear, who do you think will win this one? Matteo Berrettini, first serve goes to the net. It will be the second serve from Italian. Second serve from Matteo here. Second serve from Berrettini hits the net. Double fault. What is going on here? Double fault from Matteo, and it is love 30. Just like that, love 30. And Matteo Berrettini suddenly, out of nowhere, in some trouble on his own serve. That was very, very unnecessary double fault. Berrettini serving again. First serve goes wide. It will be again second serve from Berrettini. This is not a good service game. This is not a good service game. Second serve from Matteo goes in. Andy Murray with a backhand return. Matteo going for a volley. He went to the net. It was a good option. It was a good choice. He was able to win that point. Great backhand volley. 15-30. 15-30, but still some work to do on the serve of Matteo Berrettini. Matteo Berrettini on serve, 15-30. Andy Murray still in some pretty good position to maybe get that break right back. Again, guys, make sure to drop in the chat your score predictions as always. If you have any questions, any thoughts, drop them in the chat as well. Berrettini serving. In the meantime, first serve from Berrettini goes in. Backhand return from Andy Murray. Berrettini hitting the forehand wide. That was way wide. And it brings up 2 break points for Andy Murray. 2 break points for the former world number 1. Well, I didn't expect this, did you? I didn't expect this from Matteo. Really poor, very poor service game. Very poor service game. Andy Murray with 2 break points. Matteo Berrettini, great serve. Ace. Just like that. First break point saved. 30-40. But he still has another break point to save. Will he be able to do it? Another break point to save. And if you are enjoying the content, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. We are trying to reach 100 subscribers. That is the first big goal. First serve from Berrettini goes in. Andy Murray returns. Forehand from Berrettini. That's a winner. That's a winner. Some way, somehow, Matteo Berrettini was able to get out of that hole. And he finds himself at the deuce. So very, very important 2 winners. 2 forehand winners. Andy Murray did have some chances. He did have 2 break points, but he wasn't able to convert them. So, Matteo Berrettini still a break up, leading 2-1. Right now it is deuce. Berrettini on serve. First serve goes in. Return from Murray. Forehand from Berrettini. Forehand from Murray. Forehand from Berrettini hits the net. And this advantage for Andy Murray. That brings up the breakpoint number 3 of this game. Breakpoint number 3. Advantage for Andy Murray. Will he be able to convert? To capitalize? This time, let's see. Berrettini serving. First serve. That's an ace. That's an ace. Very, very good. Very good serve. Yeah. 223 kilometers. That was just like a lightning strike. No chance for Andy. Poor Andy. He wouldn't get to this one. Even if he wanted to. 223 kilometers right on tee. That is just too much. Especially on grass. Another ace from Matteo Berrettini. What are you doing, Matteo, right now? Just serving like really crazy. Oh, sorry. So it was another break from Andy. So right now it is deuce. Matteo Berrettini serving. First serve goes in. Andy returns. Matteo Berrettini hitting the ball wide. That brings up the breakpoint number 4. The breakpoint number 4 of this game for Andy Murray. He should capitalize. He has had 3 chances, 3 opportunities already. If he wants to get back on the score sheet, if he wants to get back into this set, he needs to capitalize here. Breakpoint number 4. Matteo Berrettini serving again. Guys, make sure to drop your score predictions in the chat. It's just very good first serve. That's just too good. That's just too good from Matteo. 40 all. We are back at deuce. Again, when he is down, when he's on his knees, Matteo Berrettini finds these kinds of first serves absolutely huge. This is just a rocket. No chance for Andy to return this one. Back at deuce. Back at 40 all. Back at deuce. Berrettini serving. First serve, great first serve. Andy returns it right on the line, but a great forehand from Berrettini. This time he goes for a drop shot. Will Andy Murray get to it? No, he will not. Great play. Great play from Matteo Berrettini again. Advantage for Berrettini. I don't know how in the world, but Berrettini apparently could get out of this game if he will win this next point. This could be a huge hole. This could be a huge hole because Berrettini did get himself unintentionally in some big hole, but he could get out of it if he can win this next point. Berrettini serving. First serve goes in. Andy Murray returns. Forehand from Matteo. Forehand from Andy as well. Oops, goes wide apparently. Or just my computer shut down. Yeah. it just went off. So we need to restart this. But I think it went wide. Yes, it went wide. So it is 3-1 in favor of Matteo. Just need to restart Tennis TV. Okay, we are back live. So it went wide from Andy. 3-1 in favor of Matteo Berrettini. He's up 3-1 in a pretty darn good position in this first set. It's still far from over, but he did consolidate it, that break point. So let's see. Let's see how Andy Murray will be serving in the next service game. I was apparently disconnected from internet on my notebook where I'm watching the live stream, so yeah, we are right back in it. Okay, the internet is back, the connection is back, and we are back live in Stuttgart. So Andy Murray, ready to serve. We have been playing over 20 minutes. Oh, Andy Murray right now hitting the ball way wide. And he's in some trouble already. Love 30. Love 30. Oh my. Some problems for Andy Murray here. And that's for sure. Some problems for the Brit. First serve. Goes wide. Second serve from Andy. I'm starting to get a little bit worried about this one, about this first set. This could get out of Murray's hands very easily, and he hits second serve wide. Yeah, not good. Not good from Andy. Double fault at this stage of the game brings up 3 break points, just like that. 3 break points for the Italian, for the world number 10, Matteo Berrettini. 3 break points handed to Matteo. So Andy on serve. Needs to get first serve in. That's an ace. Great first serve. A rocket from Andy. He saves the first one, but he still needs to save another 2. Will he be able to? What do you reckon, guys? Will he be able to save another 2 break points? So, Andy serving. Breakpoint number 2 in this game for Matteo Berrettini. And that's another ace. Well, Andy Murray starting to heat up. Ace number 2, just like that, second breakpoint saved. But still, we have breakpoint number 3. Andy Murray serving again, 30-40. 30-40, Andy Murray. First serve goes in. Matteo Berrettini returns. Forehand from Andy. Backhand from Berrettini hits the nets. And Andy Murray saves all of the 3 break points. That's what you like to see from Andy. Good old Andy at his best. Serving all of the 3 break points. And Matteo Berrettini didn't capitalize. Again, Andy Murray did have 4 break points on Matteo Berrettini's serve in the last game. This time, Matteo Berrettini with 3 opportunities to break Andy Murray wasn't able to. First serve from Andy. Goes in. Matteo Berrettini unable to return again. Great first serve from Andy. Just like that, he gets a game point. He gets an opportunity to get out of this game. So, advantage Murray. Advantage for Murray. Andy serving. First serve hits the net. It will be the second serve from Andy here. Second serve from Andy. Second serve goes in. Berrettini returns with a backhand. Backhand from Andy. Slice backhand from Matteo. Forehand from Andy hits the net. We are back at deuce. 40 all. 40 all deuce. Andy Murray on serve still. Again, guys, if you have your own score predictions, make sure to leave them in the chat. Any thoughts, any questions, leave them in the chat as well. I will be more than happy to answer all of them. Andy Murray ready to serve. Yet again, deuce, 40 all. Andy Murray on serve. First serve goes in. Again, great serving. Great serving from Andy. Advantage. Advantage, Murray. Advantage, Andy Murray. Will he get out of this game right here, right now? He has an opportunity to get out of this game. Great first serve. Berrettini returns. Drop shot from Andy. Berrettini hitting the forehand. And that is a forehand winner from Matteo Berrettini. Forehand winner. Back at deuce. Matteo Berrettini says just not as of yet. I will not let you out of this game as of yet. I will not let you out of this game right now. You will need to work a little bit harder to get yourself on the board again. So Andy Murray still serving. It is deuce. We are back at deuce. 40 all. Andy Murray, first serve hits the net. It will be the second serve from the Brit. Second serve from Andy. Second serve from Andy goes in. Matteo Berrettini hitting the net. There's a very cheap point to give Andy Murray. Advantage Murray yet again. We have been playing almost for half an hour and we didn't even complete 5 games. That is quite ridiculous. On grass it is usually very, very quick. I think we are averaging like 35 minutes per set or something along those lines. But those two guys in this final, they have been battling quite hard right from the beginning. First serve from Andy. Return from Matteo. Forehand from Andy. Forehand from Berrettini. Forehand again from Andy Murray. Matteo Berrettini hitting the ball wide. This time Andy Murray was able to capitalize just like that. Matteo Berrettini leading, but right now it is only 3 games to 2. And we have another short break here. Both of the players need to rest a little bit. So we have time for your questions if you do have any. If you have any thoughts, any remarks, any predictions, make sure to leave them all in the chat. Both of the players getting some deserved rest after the first 5 games. Matteo Berrettini still leading 3 games to 2 with a break. He will be serving next. But Andy Murray was able to get out of a pretty big hole in that last game. Matteo Berrettini was up 40 love on the Andy Murray serve. But Andy Murray hit 3 great first serves. He was able to get 3 points in a row and get back to deuce. So he was able to save that last game. And we are at 2 games to 3 from the perspective of the former world number 1. So the first half an hour is almost gone. We have played only the first 5 games. Still, we are at the very beginning of this final. Hopefully, still a lot of tennis left to play. Let's just look how Daniil Medvedev is doing in Netherlands. Let me try to find how Daniil Medvedev is doing against the Netherlands sensation Van Riethoven, because that final is being played just right now as well. So it is Van Riethoven is leading. Oh my. Van Riethoven has won the first set against Daniil Medvedev 6-4 and he's leading in the second 5 games to 1. So the second final is pretty much done and dusted. And what a win this will be for Van Riethoven. A win over the world number 2 and his maiden ATP title. So Van Riethoven, in the meantime, in Netherlands, absolutely destroying, absolutely crushing Daniil Medvedev. But let's get back to this matchup between Matteo Berrettini and Andy Murray. Here it is a lot more interesting. Matteo Berrettini serving. First serve goes wide. It will be the second serve from the hammer. Second serve from Matteo Berrettini. Again, guys, make sure to drop your score predictions in the chat. Second serve from Berrettini goes in. Backhand from Andy. Backhand from Berrettini again. Murray going for a backhand. Backhand slice from Matteo. Again, Matteo Berrettini using the backhand slice. Andy Murray this time going for a forehand. Drop shot from Berrettini. And Andy Murray went to the net, but he was unable to convert a volley. And that is a point for Matteo Berrettini. He's up 15 love on his serve. Pretty long rally. Matteo Berrettini went for a drop shot. Andy Murray went to the net, but he was unable to convert a volley. It was quite a difficult volley to make as well. So, Matteo Berrettini still on serve, leading 15-love as of right now. And again, guys, if you are enjoying the content, enjoying the stream, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. Currently, we are at 62 subscribers, trying to reach number 100. Okay, great first serve from Matteo, 30-love. 30-love, Berrettini. So, Matteo Berrettini serving yet again. First serve. Hits the net. It will be the second serve from Matteo. Second serve from Berrettini. He's leading 30-love on his service game. Leading 3-2, up a break in this first opening set of this Stuttgart final. Great first serve from Matteo Berrettini right to the body. Andy Murray unable to return it. 40-love. 40-love for the Italian. This could be the first hold to love of this final. Will Matteo Berrettini be able to win this next point? Let's see. And again, guys, if you have your own score predictions, please leave them in the chat. I really want to hear who do you think will win this one. I have said that I am choosing Andy Murray to win in 3 sets. It will not be a hold to love because Matteo Berrettini hitting the net with a forehand approach. Very unfortunate, unforced error, but still Matteo Berrettini in full control of this service game. 40-15 for Berrettini, he's serving. So, Matteo Berrettini on serve. First serve from Berrettini goes in. That is not an ace, but that is a unreturned serve. Nevertheless, Matteo Berrettini up 4-2. The Italian in full control right now in the set number 1. Andy Murray needs to hold next, and then he needs to break in one of the 2 next service games of the Italian. So, Sir Andy Murray on serve. Let's go, Andy. Let's go. First serve hits the net. It will be the second serve from the Brit. Second serve from Andy. Second serve from Andy goes in. Matteo Berrettini hitting the backhand. Forehand from Andy. Backhand from Berrettini. Backhand from Murray as well. Backhand slice from Berrettini. Forehand from Andy. And Matteo Berrettini hitting the net. That is a winner. That is a winner for Andy Murray. Or that is a point for Andy Murray. 15-love on his own serve. 15-love in favor of Andy. So, Andy Murray serving again. First serve. Goes in. Great first serve. Matteo Berrettini returns it. That was a great return from the Italian. Forehand from Andy. Forehand from Matteo. Goes wide. I think that went just wide. 30-love. Yeah, it went just wide. 30-love in favor of Andy Murray. 30-love in favor of the Brit. So, Andy Murray serving again, trying to make it 3-4. Great first serve, Andy. As this an ace, that's what you call an ace. Right on the line, no chance for Matteo to get to this one. 40-love, a chance for a hold to love. We didn't have a hold to love so far in this final. This went wide. It will be the second serve from Andy. Second serve from Andy here. Ball goes in. Berrettini hitting the backhand. Forehand from Andy. Backhand from Matteo. Goes wide. And it is a game. It is the first hold to love of this first set of this ATP 250 final in Stuttgart. Andy Murray wins this game. He gets himself on the board again, but it is still Matteo Berrettini with his nose at the front. 4 games to 3. Matteo Berrettini still with a break of serve in his favor. He will be serving next to make it 5 games to 3. Again, both of the players just getting a quick rest. Short break here. Again, guys, if you have any questions, any thoughts on this match, make sure to leave them in the chat. If you are enjoying the show, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. It would really help the channel grow. So, thank you for that. But we are waiting for both of the players to get ready again, to get back on court. But right now it is Matteo Berrettini leading 4 games to 3 in this opening set of the final in Stuttgart. And in the meantime, I think it is already a win for Van Riethoven in the final in Netherlands. Van Riethoven absolutely dismantling Daniil Medvedev. What a win for the young Netherlands player. 6-4, 6-1. What a win for Van Riethoven over Daniil Medvedev, over the world number 2. So really, well played to Van Riethoven. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Netherlands. And Matteo Berrettini and Andy Murray, they are ready to fight again. They are ready to go at it again. The break has ended. We are ready to go. Matteo Berrettini on serve. Matteo Berrettini on serve. Andy Murray needs to break either right now or the next service game of Matteo Berrettini. He just has to break one of these 2 service games. That is just a must if he doesn't want to lose this first set. First serve from Berrettini goes in. Andy Murray returns. Forehand from Berrettini. He went to the net. Great volley from Berrettini. Andy Murray hitting the ball wide. That is well played by Matteo Berrettini. 15-love in favor of Italian. 15-love in favor of the world number 10. So, Berrettini again, serving, ready to go. Berrettini serving. First serve goes wide. It will be the second serve from Berrettini. Second serve from Matteo. Second serve goes in. Murray hitting the forehand. Backhand from Berrettini. Backhand from Murray. It is a winner. Great winner from Andy. 15-all. 15-all. So, 15-all and Matteo Berrettini still on serve. Hits the net. First serve. It will be the second serve from Italian. Second serve from Matteo. Second serve goes in. Andy Murray hitting the backhand. 30-15. Cheap point. Cheap point for Matteo Berrettini. A very unfortunate, unforced error from Andy Murray. He really should have done better on this shot. And he was quite mad at himself, quite frustrated, visibly as well. Berrettini again on serve. First serve goes in. Andy Murray hitting the net. 40-15, just like that. 2 game points. Matteo Berrettini on the verge of being able to get that 5-3 lead in the set number 1. So, Berrettini serving. First serve. Goes in. Andy Murray returns. The drop shot from Berrettini. That's a winner. Delicate. Absolutely delicate touch from Matteo Berrettini. 5 games to 3. Very quick hold. Just what the Italian needed right now. And Andy Murray in a deep trouble now in this opening set. He needs to win the next 2 games. That is just a must. He needs to win the next 2 games. Ideally, of course, the next 3 games in the row. But it will be very tough. Right now he needs to hold, then he needs to break. That will be tough. Andy serving. But I have no fear. I think Andy is the one. If anyone can do it, Andy can do it. What a first serve. What an ace from Andy to begin this must-hold game. Great ace. Must applaud him. Come on, Andy. Let's go. 15 love. Again, Andy Murray still on serve. So Andy. Unable to serve as of right now. It seems that the sun is the problem. Another attempt. This time the first serve goes in. Return from Matteo. Backhand from Andy. Forehand from Matteo. What a forehand. It was not a winner. Matteo Berrettini hitting the drop shot. But what a winner from Andy. What a rally. And Andy Murray got the winner. He was lightning fast. I mean, oh my. If he's this fast with two metal hips. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Well played, Andy. What a shot. What a rally. Matteo Berrettini went to the net. He went for a drop shot, but Andy Murray was just too quick. Lightning quick. What a speed from the 34-year-old. Absolutely amazing. Andy Murray still on serve. 30 love. In favor of the Brit. That's an ace. Another ace from Andy. 40 love. That's what we love to see. That's what we love to see. 40 love. Let's go, Andy. Could be a love hold. Could be a love hold here. Andy Murray serving. First serve. That's another ace. 3 aces in this must-hold game. 5 games to 4. What a hold from Andy Murray. Oof. What a hold here from the Brit. But still, he's in some trouble. Matteo Berrettini leading 5 games to 4. He's up a break and he will be serving for the first set in this next game. It is a must break for Andy Murray. What an important next game it will be. Yeah, very important game coming up. Matteo Berrettini will want to serve it out. The first set, Andy Murray will want to break. Let's see who will win this next game. What do you think, guys? What are your predictions for this matchup? Please leave your predictions in the chat as always. Tell me if you are enjoying the final so far. It has been pretty sunny day in Stuttgart. Great conditions. I think both of the players are just enjoying the crowd, enjoying the moment. You know, maybe right now Matteo Berrettini is enjoying the final a little bit more. He's up 4 games to 3. He's up a break, but Andy Murray, what a fighting spirit he has. He will not give up and he will try to break Matteo Berrettini in this next game. So let's see. It's still anyone's game. Still anyone's game here in Stuttgart, in Germany. The final in Netherlands is already over. What a win for Van Riethoven. The Netherlands sensation defeating Daniil Medvedev in some style, 6-4, 6-1. Big win for Van Riethoven, but we are following the final between Andy Murray and Matteo Berrettini. And again, guys, please drop your score predictions in the chat. As always, if you have any questions for me, if you have any thoughts, drop them in the chat as well. I would really appreciate it. Matteo Berrettini on serve. So, Berrettini serving. First serve from Matteo goes wide. It will be second serve from Berrettini. Second serve from the world number 10. So, second serve from Matteo goes in. Backhand from Murray hits the net. Very unfortunate error from Andy Murray. 15 love in favor of Matteo Berrettini. He's 3 points away from winning the first set. The first set, I think, is absolutely crucial in this final. First serve from Berrettini hits the net. It will be the second serve from Italian as we are approaching the very end of the first set. Second serve from Matteo Berrettini here. He's on serve, trying to serve out the first set. Return from Andy goes wide again. Andy's quite frustrated. 2 second serves from Matteo Berrettini and 2 unforced errors from Andy Murray. Very unfortunate time for Andy to make these kinds of unforced errors. Matteo Berrettini just 2 points away from winning the set number 1. Berrettini serving. First serve goes in. Andy Murray returning. Berrettini going for a forehand. Backhand from Andy. Drop shot from Berrettini. It's a winner. It's a winner. 40 love. Just like that. 3 set points for Matteo Berrettini here. 3 set points for the world number 10. Yeah, Andy Murray in deep trouble now. He really is. Matteo Berrettini serving for the first set. Let's see what he can do here. First serve hits wide. It will be second serve again from Matteo Berrettini, but Andy Murray has been struggling in this game to return the second serve. So it might not even be that big of an advantage. Andy Murray hitting the backhand. Backhand from Berrettini hits the net. Maybe some chance. Maybe some hope for the former world number 1. 40-15, but still 2 set points for Matteo Berrettini left on his own serve. I think he should be able to serve it out. He really should be able to. Matteo Berrettini serving. First serve. First serve. Goes in. Andy Murray with a forehand. Forehand from Berrettini who went to the net. Smash from Berrettini. Forehand from Andy. Forehand from Berrettini. That's a forehand winner. Just like that. First set done and dusted. Matteo Berrettini wins it 6-4. First set in the bag for the Italian, for the world number 10. We are getting a short break. What an entertaining first set that was. And again, it is the time, guys, for your questions. If you have any questions, any thoughts on this match, please make sure to drop them in the chat. I would love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about this match? How do you think this one will end? I have said before this match started that I am picking Andy Murray to win this one in 3, but I'm starting to get a little bit pessimistic after this opening set, but still some space for Andy to get back into this one. So what do you think, guys, how this one will end? What are your score predictions? Please tell me in the chat. And again, guys, if you're enjoying the show, please make sure to hit that subscribe button as well, as we are trying to reach the first big milestone for our channel. 100 subscribers, and every single subscriber is very much appreciated. So Andy Murray and Matteo Berrettini in the meantime getting some well-deserved rest. After that hectic first set, Matteo Berrettini up 1-0. He was able to win the first set 6-4. So again, guys, time for your questions if you have any. Time for your score predictions as we have a short break between the sets. When we look at the statistics, first serve in 64% for Matteo Berrettini, 63% for Andy Murray. First serve points won, 79% for Andy Murray. So Andy Murray quite strong behind his first serve. 76% of first serve points won for Matteo Berrettini. He has been pretty strong after his first serve as well. Both of the players getting ready for the set number 2. Will this be a long final? Will we go all the way to the 3 sets? Or will Matteo Berrettini be able to win this one in 2? Let's see. Andy Murray on serve to start, to kick off this set number 2. Ready to play. Andy Murray on serve. So, Murray serving. First serve goes in. For backhand return from Berrettini. And Berrettini hits the net. 15 love in favor of Andy in this opening game of the set number 2. 15 love in favor of the Brit. Andy Murray still on serve. First serve, wide. Second serve from Andy. Second serve from Murray. Second serve from Murray goes in. Backhand from Berrettini. Backhand from Murray goes wide. Very unfortunate miss from the Brit. 15 all. 15 all. Still waiting for the scoreline to update, but it is 15 all nevertheless. Andy Murray on serve. Again, guys, make sure to share your score predictions in the chat, please, as always. Who do you think will win this one? I chose Andy Murray to win in 3 sets, but I'm getting a little bit pessimistic after seeing that first set. Matteo Berrettini hitting the net 30-15 in favor of Andy. Matteo Berrettini going for an unforced error here. Andy Murray leading 30-15. This is a must hold. This is a must hold for Andy Murray here, for the former world number 1. So, Andy Murray serving. First serve goes in. Berrettini returns with a forehand. Backhand from Murray goes wide. Wide backhand from Andy, 30 all. Maybe some problems for Andy, but as I have said earlier, he just has to hold here. There is no other way around it. He just has to hold here. This is a must hold for Andy here. A must hold for Murray. Still on serve. Still on serve, Andy Murray. First serve hits the net. It will be the second serve from Andy. Second serve from Andy Murray. Second serve goes in. Forehand from Berrettini. This is a very big point. Backhand slice from Berrettini goes wide. 40-30. 40-30. So, Andy Murray with a game point, with an opportunity to go up 1 game to love in the set number 2. Andy Murray serving. First serve goes in. Berrettini returns with a forehand. Forehand goes wide. And a roar from Andy Murray. Very relieved to get the first game of the second set in the bag. Andy Murray leading 1 game to love in the set number 2. And both of the players, obviously, as always, are going to change the sides at the beginning of the set number 2. Again, guys, if you have your score predictions, leave them in the chat, as always. So, Matteo Berrettini will be on serve anytime soon. Matteo Berrettini will be serving next. Both of the players are right now freshening themselves with some fresh water. It is getting pretty hot in Stuttgart. That is for sure. The sun is shining. The temperature is going up and up. Rising next to the 30 degrees Celsius or something along those lines. I don't know what's that in Fahrenheit. Don't ask me. I really don't know. Matteo Berrettini serving. 1 game to love in favor of Andy Murray. Berrettini on serve right now. First serve from Matteo. Hit the net. It will be the second serve from Berrettini. No, it will be repeated first serve. So another first serve from Matteo. First serve goes in. Andy Murray hitting the forehand. Forehand winner from Berrettini. 15 love in favor of Italian. Great forehand winner from Matteo. Great forehand winner from Berrettini here. Serving again. We have been streaming for over an hour right now. We are still at the very early stages in the set number 2. Berrettini serving. Second serve goes in. Backhand from Andy. Slice backhand from Matteo. Andy wasn't able to get the ball back. Great slice backhand from Matteo Berrettini. Those slices are very effective on grass because the ball is not bouncing very high. Actually, it is bouncing pretty darn low. So those slice shots can be very, very effective on grass, and Berrettini using the slice backhand yet again and getting a point. Drop shot from Matteo. He went to the net. Good choice. He went for serve and volley, and he's up 40 love with 3 opportunities to make it 1 game all in the set number 2. So, Matteo Berrettini ready to serve. Berrettini serving. First serve goes in. Andy Murray hits the net. That's job done for the Italian. Second game of this second set done and dusted. 1 game all. We are still on serve in the set number 2. Still on serve. No breaks at the early stages of the second set. Andy Murray right now will be serving next, trying to go again up 2 games to 1. So, Andy serving. First serve goes wide. Will be the second serve from the Brit. Second serve from Andy. Second serve from Andy. Goes in. Backhand from Matteo. Forehand from Andy. Slice backhand from Matteo. Slice backhand from Andy. He went to the net. And it was a good option. It was a good choice. Good volleys from Andy. He's up 15 love. Great volleys, I should say. Very well executed from Andy Murray. 15 love in favor of the Brit. He will be serving up next. First serve from Murray. First serve from Andy. First serve goes in. Berrettini returns with a forehand. Forehand from Andy. Backhand from Berrettini hits the net. 30 love. 30 love, Andy. Let's go, Andy. Let's go, Andy. Let's get back on the board. Andy just needs to hold here as well. This is a big game for the Brit, for the former world number 1. So, Andy Murray serving. First serve goes in. Berrettini returns. Forehand from Andy. Great forehand. Berrettini was able to get to it, but unable to get it over the net. 40 love. Just like that. 3 game points for Andy Murray. He's very close to going up 2 games to 1 in the set number 2. And again, guys, if you are enjoying the show, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We are currently at 62 subscribers. Great first serve from Andy. Slice backhand from Murray. Slice backhand from Berrettini hits the net. That is a hold to love. Hold to love from Andy Murray. Well played to the 34-year-old. Well, still on serve. Still on serve in the set number 2. The players are going to take a short break. Again, guys, if you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the chat. If you have any thoughts on this match, if you have any score predictions, leave them all in the chat. That would be great. So, let's see how this second set will end. Andy Murray up 2 games to 1. Matteo Berrettini will be on serve. Up next, still on serve in the set number 2. Still on serve. Sorry for that. And from where are you watching, guys? Tell me, from which part of the world are you watching? From Europe, from North America, from Australia, Asia, I don't know, Africa, South America, maybe Antarctica even. Who knows? So you can tell me, guys, from which part of the world are you watching? Second set. Both of the players are ready to go yet again. Matteo Berrettini on serve. Matteo Berrettini on serve. We have been playing for 1 hour and 3 minutes. We have been going for over an hour. Right now, important game coming up for Matteo Berrettini. I wouldn't say he particularly needs to hold here, but obviously it's always nice to hold. Andy Murray would love to break here. So, Matteo Berrettini serving. First serve. Goes in. Great first serve. That's an ace. 15 love. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Great first serve. Great ace from Matteo Berrettini. Again, over 200 Ks right on tee. No chance for Andy to get to this one. Again, first serve from Berrettini. First serve goes in. No, it went wide. Sorry, it went wide, so it will be second serve from Matteo. Second serve from Matteo here. Second serve goes in. Backhand from Andy. Backhand from Matteo. Again, backhand from Andy. Andy going to the net. I'm not sure this was the right approach, and it wasn't. Berrettini with a great backhand pass. Just like that. Backhand pass from Matteo Berrettini. He's up 30 love. As soon as Andy went to the net, I knew that was not a good option. That was not a good choice. He left a lot of space left. And the hammer knew what to do with the ball. Great backhand pass from Matteo Berrettini. Very well executed. Matteo Berrettini up 30 love. Again, guys, please share your score predictions in the chat. Drop shot from Berrettini hits the net. 30-15. This was not a good drop shot. This was not a good drop shot. That's not how you do it. But Matteo still in a pretty comfortable position on his own serve, leading 30-15. So, Berrettini going for a first serve. First serve goes in. Backhand from Andy. Backhand from Matteo. Forehand from Andy. Again, forehand from Murray. And Berrettini hits the net. Maybe some chance for Andy Murray here. Who knows? 30 all. This is getting pretty interesting. This is getting pretty interesting. On the serve of Matteo Berrettini again. Unforced error from the Italian. 30 all. 30 all and maybe half a chance for Andy Murray here. Berrettini serving again. First serve, wide, will be second serve. And if you are enjoying, guys, the show, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. It would really mean a lot to me. Second serve from Berrettini goes in. Forehand from Andy. Backhand slice from Berrettini. Again, I have said it earlier, the slices are very effective on grass because the ball is not bouncing very high and Andy goes wide. He's very frustrated and I am frustrated as well. This was a good opportunity for Andy to cause some trouble to Matteo Berrettini, but he just hit the forehand wide. And that is 40-30 for Matteo Berrettini. That brings up a game point for Italian. For the Italian, Berrettini serving to make it 2 games all in the set number 2. First serve from Berrettini goes in. Forehand from Andy. Drop shot from Matteo hits the net. He has hit 2 drop shots in this game and 2 times he has hit the net. So deuce. 40 all, deuce. And this game is suddenly a lot more interesting. Andy Murray with some chance maybe to break early in the set number 2. But still, we are at deuce. Still, let's see what Matteo Berrettini can do here. If he can get himself out of the trouble here. Berrettini serving. First serve goes in. Apparently goes in. Andy Murray was a little bit confused. I was a little bit confused as well, but it is advantage for Matteo Berrettini. Advantage for Berrettini. Andy Murray taking the ball and giving it to the chair umpire. He's not satisfied with one of the balls, but we are continuing on. Advantage Matteo Berrettini. A chance, yet another chance to make it 2 games all in the set number 2. Berrettini serving. First serve goes in. Murray turns with a forehand. Forehand from Berrettini. That was a hammer from a hammer. And Matteo Berrettini is back at 2 games all. It is all equal. We are all square in the set number 2. Again, guys, make sure to drop your score predictions in the chat. Tell me, who do you think will win this one? Who do you think will win this blockbuster? Of course, right now it seems like Berrettini is in a better position, but still. Do you think Andy can come back? My prediction before this match started was Andy Murray will win in 3 sets. So we should see if that will happen or not. Anyways, Andy serving. First serve goes in. Return from Berrettini. Andy going to the nets. And a forehand winner from the Brit. 15 love for Andy. 15 love for Andy Murray right now. And if you are enjoying the content, guys, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. Currently, we are at 62 subscribers. The number is updating real time. So, 15 love for Andy. First serve goes in. Forehand from Berrettini, backhand from Murray. Backhand from Berrettini, backhand from Murray. Forehand this time from Matteo, forehand from Murray as well. Slice backhand from Murray. Slice forehand from Berrettini. This time Berrettini going for a drop shot. Andy Murray went to the net. His drop shot. Andy Murray going for a lob, but Matteo Berrettini is very quick. He's very big as well, very tall, so he got to that ball. He smashes it, and that is a point for the Italian. 15 all on the serve of Andy Murray. Maybe Matteo Berrettini starting to taste a little bit of a blood here. Can he break here? That is the big question. 2 games all right now in the set number 2. So far we are all square, but maybe some problems starting to emerge in the service game of Sir Andy Murray. Andy serving. First serve goes in. Berrettini returning with a forehand. Forehand from Murray as well. Backhand from Berrettini. And Murray going to the net, but he was unable to get the volley back into play. 15-30. This could be a crucial game of the whole match. Of the whole final. This game could very well decide who will win the title. And Andy Murray just kicked the net. He's visibly frustrated, clearly frustrated. This was not a good approach. Not a good volley. Needs to improve on that. Andy Murray serving yet again. First serve from Andy. Goes wide. It will be the second serve from Murray. Second serve from Murray goes in. Forehand from Berrettini. Drop shot from Andy. Forehand from Matteo goes wide. What an opportunity this was. Like, Andy Murray left the whole court absolutely uncovered. Matteo Berrettini really should have won this point. This was up for grabs, and this could have brought him 2 break points. Instead of that, it is 30 all. Wasted opportunity for Matteo Berrettini. Andy Murray on serve, 30 all. Andy Murray serving. First serve goes in. Matteo Berrettini hitting the ball wide. 40-30. Oh boy. Chance to make it 3 games to 2. Chance to make it 3 games to 2. Andy Murray serving. First serve goes in. Berrettini returns. Forehand from Andy. Forehand from Matteo as well. Backhand from Andy hits the net. Well, he didn't get out of this game as of yet. Deuce, 40 all. Andy Murray on serve. But he's causing himself some problems. These are not like good winners from Matteo or anything like that. These are just very stupid, unforced errors from Andy. Yeah, in this category, he clearly needs to improve. A lot of unforced errors in the past couple of minutes. 40 all, deuce, Andy Murray on serve. First serve goes in. Berrettini hitting the return wide. Andy tried to go for a serve and volley. It worked, but Matteo Berrettini could have done, honestly, he could have done better on that return. Advantage Murray. He's on serve. So, Andy serving. First serve goes in. Backhand from Andy. Slice backhand from Matteo. Hits the net just like that. Andy Murray up. 3 games to 2. Still all square in the set number 2. Still on serve. But Andy Murray leading 3 games to 2. But we are still on serve. Still no breaks in the set number 2. Again, guys, if you have any questions right now, here is, the space for your questions, for your score predictions, for your thoughts on this match or on tennis in general. Please, guys, write something in chat. Don't be shy. I will be more than happy to answer all of your questions. And if you are enjoying the show, if you are enjoying, the final, hit that subscribe button. It would really mean a lot to me, as we are trying to reach 100 subscribers. That is the first big goal for this channel. And in the next week, obviously, we'll be streaming the tournament in Halle. So 2 ATP 500s, especially in Halle, it will be very strong fields because the Russians are not able to play in UK, so they won't be playing in Queen's Club. So that means all of them, Medvedev, Kachanov, Rublev, Karatsev, all of them will be playing in Halle next week. And there are some other pretty decent players as well. So, there will be no buys in the first round in Halle next week. So that will be a super interesting tournament. So we will be streaming Halle next week as well. Primarily, those are Halle has a lot stronger field than Queen's Club, I would say. But anyways, guys, what are your thoughts on this final so far? Are you enjoying it? What are your score predictions? Tell me something in the chat. What do you think so far of this final? As both of the players slowly but surely are getting ready yet again to continue. Matteo Berrettini on serve, trying to make it 3 games all in the set number 2. Matteo Berrettini on serve right now. So, first serve from Berrettini goes in, and it is a winner. Unreturned first serve. It was not an ace, but it was a very good first serve. Andy Murray unable to put it back into play. 15-love in favor of Matteo Berrettini. 15-love in favor of the Italian. Matteo serving again. First serve in. That's an ace. 30-love. Just like that. Quick points. Very good serving. Matteo Berrettini up 30-love on his service game. Again, first serve from Matteo. First serve hits the net. It will be the second serve from Italian this time. This time the first serve will not do its job. Second serve from Berrettini. Second serve from Berrettini goes in. Backhand from Andy. Backhand from Matteo. Backhand from Andy Murray. Backhand from Berrettini goes wide. And it is 30-15. Wide, wide. This was wide. 30-15 in favor of Matteo. Again, serve from Berrettini. Goes in. Drop shot from Matteo hits the net. 30-all. 30-all. This time the drop shot didn't work particularly well. This time drop shot didn't work particularly well as well. So 30-all. This could get pretty interesting very quickly. 30-all. Berrettini serving. First serve. Right on the line. Murray returns, but that is a forehand from Berrettini. Forehand winner. 40-30. Murray clearly frustrated with himself, but I mean, don't be too hard on yourself, Andy. There was just nothing to be done here. Great first serve. Andy, I don't know how, but he was able to return it. But then obviously a very easy shot for Matteo. He went to the net and he slammed the ball right into the corner from his forehand. First serve from Berrettini. That's an ace. And he went the wrong way. 3 games all. 3 games all in the set number 2. Andy Murray on serve right now. Murray serving. Again, guys, make sure to leave your score predictions in the chat as always. Who do you think will win this one? Leave your thoughts, leave your questions if you do have any. I will be more than happy to answer all of them. Andy Murray on serve, 3 games all in the set number 2. Matteo Berrettini winning the first set 6-4. So, Andy Murray hitting the first serve right on the line. That's an ace. Well played, Andy. That is an ace. Really great strike from the 34-year-old Andy Murray serving. Again, he's up 15-all. 15-love, sorry. So, first serve goes in. Forehand from Berrettini. Forehand from Andy. Slice backhand from Matteo. Backhand from Andy. Slice backhand again from Berrettini. Andy Murray using this time slice backhand himself. And Matteo Berrettini has dragged the forehand terribly wide. 30-all. Sorry. 30-love. Obviously 30-love. Andy Murray up 30-love on his service game. Trying to make it 4-3 in his favor. In the set number 2. Disappointing loss from Matteo. Disappointing miss from Matteo Berrettini, I should say. Andy Murray serving. First serve goes in. Berrettini returning with a forehand. And that is a backhand winner. A very nice backhand winner from Andy Murray. 40-love in favor of the Brit. 40-love in favor of Andy Murray. So this could be very well a hold to love. From Andy, it could be a very important hold. First serve from Andy goes in. Berrettini returns, and this time the backhand from Andy goes just wide. 40-15. The backhand just going wide. 40-15, Andy Murray still on serve. Still on serve, the Brit. So, first serve goes wide. It will be the second serve from Andy. Second serve from Andy. Let's go, Andy. Let's get this game in the bag. Second serve goes in. Matteo Berrettini hitting the ball wide. Andy Murray wins this game. 4-3, just like that. And we are getting in the later stages of the set number 2. Again, a short break short break for both of the players after 7 games of the set number 2. If you have, again, guys, any questions, leave them in the chat. If you have any thoughts, any score predictions, leave them in the chat as well. I will be more than happy to answer all of your questions. Or you can just say, how are you doing today? From where are you watching? From Europe, from North America, from South America, I don't know, Australia, Asia, Africa. From which part of the world are you watching, and are you enjoying so far this final? I think it has been a pretty enjoyable one, to be honest. Both of the players fighting very hard. I am personally rooting for Andy Murray, but I wouldn't be mad if Matteo will win it. Right now it seems like Matteo has upper hand in this fight, in this battle, but still a lot left to play for. Still a lot left to play for. We have been streaming for over hour and a half, so for over 90 minutes right now. And if you are enjoying the show, guys, if you just enjoy the content in general, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well, not to miss future live streams, future uploads, future videos on this channel. I would really appreciate that one as well. So the break is getting to close. The break is getting to an end. Both of the players will be ready to go anytime soon. So if you don't have any questions, we'll just continue the coverage of this final. Matteo Berrettini on serve. Berrettini serving. First serve goes wide. Second serve from Matteo. Second serve from Matteo goes in. Backhand from Andy. Forehand from Matteo. Slice backhand from Andy Murray. Slice backhand from Matteo. Backhand from Andy. Slice backhand from Berrettini. Forehand from Andy. Forehand from Matteo. Backhand from Andy. Forehand from Matteo. Forehand from Andy. This is one of the longest rallies of the match so far. Backhand from Andy. Forehand from Matteo. Andy is quick. He got to it, and that's... yeah, that is very unfortunate. Andy Murray just, you know, trying to say sorry to Matteo Berrettini. The ball went off the net in the territory in the half of Matteo Berrettini. So very fortunate for Andy. But yeah, that happens in tennis as well as in life. You get some luck. And, well, right now, love 15. Matteo Berrettini under some pressure at very early stages of this service game. Berrettini serving. First serve goes in. That's an ace. Just like lightning strike, lightning quick first serve. Andy Murray, no chance of catching this one. Let me tell you something. Andy really didn't have any chance of catching this one. It was just a great first serve from Matteo here. Berrettini again serving. Andy is ready. First serve from Berrettini goes in. That's another very great first serve. I feel kind of bad for Andy, but he really doesn't have any chance if Berrettini will continue to serve like this. I mean, the breaks of serve will come very, very tough if Berrettini will be serving like this. So, Berrettini on serve. First serve goes in again. Another ace. Get out of here. Matteo Berrettini, I think that was another ace. 40-15. Yeah, another ace. 40-15 for Berrettini. For Matteo. He could make it 4 games all. Berrettini serving. First serve. Another ace. Oh my. 3 aces just like that. Matteo Berrettini gets himself out of the trouble. He was down love 15 on his service game, but thanks to very good serving, very good first serves, he's out of that game. 4 games all. 4 games all in the set number 2. Andy Murray will be on serve right next. So what do you think, guys? Who will win this one? Who will win this blockbuster battle between the two warriors? Right now it seems like Matteo Berrettini has the upper hand, but I have no fear. I am not afraid of Andy Murray. I am sure he will be fighting till the very end. And he won't give up easily. That's just not how Andy Murray goes about the things. He just refuses to give up. So, Murray serving. Second serve goes in. Backhand from Matteo. Backhand from Andy as well. Slice backhand from Berrettini. And the ball goes wide. 15-love in favor of Murray. 15-love, Murray, on his service game. Wide ball from Matteo Berrettini. Unforced error from the Italian. Andy serving. First serve goes in. Berrettini returns. Forehand from Andy. Forehand from Matteo. Backhand from Andy. Forehand slice from Berrettini. And Andy Murray tried to go for a volley, but it didn't go according to plan. 15-all. 15-all. Andy Murray on serve. Let's go, Andy. Let's go. You have got this. Let's make it a 3-set battle in Stuttgart. Murray serving. First serve hits the net. It will be the second serve from the Brit. Second serve from the Brit. Second serve from Andy goes in. Forehand return from Berrettini. Backhand from Berrettini this time. Forehand from Andy. Forehand from Matteo. Again, backhand from Andy this time. Backhand from Berrettini. Murray going to the net. And that one just wide. Murray slashing the net. I think this is a warning. Unsportsmanlike conduct, Andy Murray. He's clearly frustrating. This was a clear winner from Andy. I mean, come on, Andy. You should be winning these points. This was just a clear winner. Andy Murray absolutely frustrating. He just completely slashed his racket to the net. And of course, Empire giving him a warning. But I could definitely understand why Andy is frustrated with himself. Right now, both the players are not playing. I don't know if there is like some issue in the crowd. I'm not completely sure, but both of them just stopped playing suddenly. So I'm not completely sure what's right now. What's wrong? It seems like both of the players are going to their seats. So we are not playing for now, it seems like. I don't know what's happening. I'm not sure. But I guess some maybe crowd emergency. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everyone will be all right. Yeah, I think some crowd emergency here. But it seems like they are dealing with it pretty good. So again, guys, if you have any questions, if you have score predictions, any thoughts, leave them in the chat as always. I will be more than happy to answer all of your questions as both of the players are getting ready to continue this fight. Andy Murray down 15-30. What a moment this is. This next point is absolutely huge. It could bring 2 break points for Matteo Berrettini, and he could be serving for the match in the next game. Andy Murray hits the first serve to the net. It will be even second serve from Andy Murray. No good news. No good news for Andy. Serve from Murray. Second serve goes in. Backhand from Berrettini. Forehand from Murray hits the net. Disappointing miss. 2 break points. Just like that. 2 break points for the Italian. 2 break points for the world number 10. Andy Murray right now in deep, deep trouble. Really in deep trouble. I don't know if he could get somehow himself out of this hole, but this is very, very difficult. He needs 2 big first serves. That's what he needs right now. 2 very big first serves. Ideally 2 aces. First serve from Andy. Goes in. Forehand from Matteo goes wide. That's what Andy needs. That's what we like to see. 30-40. Great first serve. Great first serve from Andy. But still, he has a lot of work left to do. Another break point to save. Another break point to save. So, Andy serving. First serve. Goes in. Yeah, that is just a great serving. 2 big serves, I have said it. That's what Andy needs, and that's what he does. 2 big first serves. Matteo Berrettini unable to return them, and Andy Murray gets himself back on the board. Deuce. But he's still not out of this game. He's still not out of this game, but he was able to save those 2 break points. Crucially, very important 2 points in a row for the former world number 1. Andy Murray serving again. First serve goes in. Forehand from Berrettini. Forehand from Andy. Goes wide. That brings up break point number 3 for Matteo Berrettini in this game. Yeah, Andy. Come on, Andy. Let's go. You've got this one. You need to win the next point. Another first serve would do great. Ideally an ace. Andy Murray serving. Yet again. First serve from Andy hits the net. It will be the second serve from the Brit. Second serve from Andy. Tense moment. Second serve goes in. Berrettini returns. Forehand from Andy. Backhand from Matteo. Backhand from Andy. Right on the line. Oof. A bit of luck for Andy as well, but that's what is also involved. In tennis, right on the line, Berrettini unable to get the ball back. 40-all, back at deuce. Andy Murray just not done as of right now. Andy Murray serving, 40-all, deuce. Again, guys, drop your score predictions in the chat. Tell me who are you rooting for and from where are you watching. Great first serve from Andy. Berrettini hitting the net. That's advantage Murray. Right here, right now. Advantage for Andy Murray. Andy Murray still on serve. So, Andy serving. First serve goes in. Forehand return from Matteo. This time Matteo going for a slice backhand. Forehand from Andy. Forehand from Matteo. Backhand from Andy. Forehand from Matteo to the forehand side of Murray. Backhand from Murray. It went in apparently. Matteo was trying to call the umpire, but he quickly realized that it is a live calling Hawkeye system, so there is no space for challenges. Forehand from Andy, forehand from Matteo, again forehand from Andy, forehand from Matteo, backhand from Andy, slice backhand from Matteo, hits the net. Andy Murray somehow gets out of this game. What a game this was. Oof, big oof. But Andy Murray gets the job done. 5-4. Berrettini will be serving to stay in the second set. Again, we have a short break here, guys. Space for your questions. If you do have any, we have a time for questions right now because both of the players are taking a short rest. If you have any thoughts, any remarks, any score predictions, leave them in the chat. And if you are enjoying the show, guys, please hit that subscribe button. Currently, we are at number 62 subscribers. The number is updating real time. So if you subscribe, it would just automatically update. So yeah, what do you think, guys, about this match so far? It has been an enjoyable one, that is for sure. I think all of the expectations that were for this match they are fulfilled. This match is just a blockbuster, great battle between two great tennis players. It has been really nice just seeing these two guys in action. Really enjoyable. So, yeah. I mean, according to me, it has been so far a very good final. Andy Murray, he's up 5-4, so it will be still a very tough battle for Matteo Berrettini. It is still far from over. Far from over. Andy Murray still very much in this one. Before this match started, I predicted Andy Murray to win this one in 3 sets. It is still very possible. But I mean, right now, Matteo Berrettini is still a little bit closer to that victory. A little bit closer to that finish line. But he will be serving to stay in the second set. Right now, right next. So, who knows? Maybe some tension, maybe some nerves start to kick in. Let's see what happens in this next game. Matteo Berrettini ready to serve. If you don't have any questions, guys, we'll just continue with the coverage of this final. Matteo Berrettini serving. First serve goes in. Backhand from Andy. Slice backhand from Berrettini. That is a great winner. That is truly a great winner from Matteo Berrettini. He's up 15-love. 15-love for the Italian. Again, serve from Berrettini. First serve. Goes in. Backhand return from Andy. Smash from Berrettini. That goes in. 30-love. 30-love for the Italian. 30-love for Matteo Berrettini. So far, so good. So far, no nerves, no tension. Berrettini serving to stay in this second set. So far, he has been dominant in this game. First serve goes in. Andy returning wide. Again, great first serve from Matteo Berrettini. Great first serve from the Italian. 40-love. 40-love for Matteo. 40-love for Berrettini. Let's see if he can make it 5-all. Let's see if he can make it 5-all. First serve from Berrettini goes wide. It will be a second serve from Italian. Second serve from Matteo goes in. Forehand from Andy goes wide. It is a hole to love. I was talking about maybe some tension, maybe some nerves, but nothing of that really happened. Very cool-headed, very well played from the Italian. Matteo Berrettini getting himself again on the board. 5-all. Well, we are getting to the crunch time. We are getting very close to a tiebreaker in this second set. What do you think, guys? Who will win this one? Who is getting home the title from Stuttgart in 2022? Matteo Berrettini or Andy Murray? Will Andy Murray be able to come back? What do you think, guys? Tell me in the chat. First serve from Andy goes in. Forehand from Murray. Backhand from Berrettini. Andy Murray went to the net, and it is a backhand winner from Andy Murray. 15-love in favor of the Brit. 15-love in favor of Andy. I am personally hoping that Andy wins this second set so that we go to the third. And then who knows what happens there. Who knows what happens in the set number 3. Andy Murray still on serve. He's up 15-love. But it is a crunch time in this second set. Andy Murray serving. First serve from Andy. Hits the net. It will be the second serve from the Brit. Second serve from Murray. And again, guys, if you are enjoying the show, please make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. I would really appreciate it. Slice backhand from Andy, forehand from Matteo, backhand from Andy, forehand from Berrettini, forehand from Murray as well, slice backhand from Berrettini, forehand from Andy, forehand winner from Matteo Berrettini. What a sweet forehand winner from Berrettini here, 15 all. What a sweet forehand winner from Matteo. 15 all. Andy Murray on serve. Yeah, it's very tense moments in Stuttgart. Andy Murray just has to hold here. This is a must hold for the Brit. There's no other way around it. First serve from Andy goes wide. It will be second serve from Andy. Let's go, Andy. You have got this. Second serve from Murray. Second serve. Berrettini's ready. Second serve goes in. Backhand from Berrettini. Backhand from Murray. Backhand slice from Matteo. Backhand from Andy. Backhand slice again from Berrettini. This time Berrettini going for a normal backhand shot. Slice backhand from Berrettini. Forehand from Andy. Forehand from Matteo. Goes wide. 30-15 Andy. At 30-15 for Andy Murray. 30-15 for the Brits. Andy Murray on serve. It is all square in the set number 2. 5 games all. We are still on serve in the set number 2. Andy Murray serving. First serve goes in. Berrettini returns. Forehand from Andy. Slice backhand from Matteo. Backhand from Andy. And that is wide. 40-15 for Andy. 40-15 Murray. In this crucial game of the set number 2, if Murray could get a hold here, he will guarantee himself at least the tiebreaker in this second set. So it is a very important game for Matteo Berrettini, but especially for Andy Murray, for the 34-year-old. He's up 40-15. Andy Murray serving yet again. First serve goes wide. This time it will be second serve from Andy here. Second serve from Murray. Second serve goes in. Forehand from Matteo. Forehand from Murray. Backhand from Berrettini. And a backhand winner from Andy Murray. He gets the job done. Yes. That is the game. Murray 6-5 in favor of the Brit, in favor of the former world number 1. Yeah, good backhand winner. What do you think, guys? Again, space for your questions if you have any. Leave them in the chat. What do you think of this final so far? Who is your favorite? Who are you rooting for? What are your predictions? What are your thoughts? If you have any questions, leave them in the chat as well. I will be more than happy to answer all of them. And if you are enjoying the show, hit that subscribe button. We are currently at 62 subscribers and the number is updating real time. So thank you for that. But so far 6-5 in favor of Andy in the set number 2. Again, it's looking pretty darn interesting. This is the second set, definitely more interesting than the first one. Matteo Berrettini again in a must-hold situation in this next game. He has been able to hold to love in his last service game, so that the tension, the nerves, they have not been the issue for the Italian so far, but who knows what happens next, right? Who knows what happens next in Stuttgart. So guys, do you have any questions? Do you have any thoughts? Any predictions? Any favorites? Who are you rooting for in this match? Don't be shy, guys. Just write in the chat. I will be more than happy. But yeah, for sure, just sit back and enjoy this one. We are getting to crunch time. We are getting ready for Matteo Berrettini to serve. To serve to stay in the second set. If he gets the hold here, we are getting to a tiebreaker. We are getting to a tiebreaker that could decide who will be the next champion in Stuttgart. Matteo Berrettini serving. First serve goes wide. It will be the second serve from Italian. Second serve from Matteo. Second serve from Berrettini goes in. Forehand from Andy. Backhand from Matteo. Backhand from Andy again. Drop shot from Berrettini. And the backhand winner from Andy Murray. Andy Murray was quick. He got to that ball. 15-love in favor of the Brit. Well played, Andy. Lightning quick. Even though he has 2 metal hips. Even though he has had 2 very big surgeries in the past couple of years, even though he's still already 34 years old. Against all the odds, Andy Murray is very quick even today. First serve from Berrettini goes in. Murray returns. Berrettini hits the net. It's problems. Problems for Berrettini here. Oh my. Left 30 on his own serve. What is going on here? What is going on? Andy Murray maybe with a comeback here. Can he get the second set? Can he win it 7-5? This is a big point here. Big point for both players. Berrettini serving. First serve goes wide. It will be second serve from the Italian. Second serve from Matteo. Second serve. Hits the net. Double fault at this part of the match. Well, maybe some nerves started to kick in. I don't know. Maybe some nerves, maybe some tension. 3 set points, just like that. 3 set points for Andy Murray. What is going on here? I have no idea. But 3 set points for Andy. Let's go, Andy. 3 set points, 3 opportunities to make it 1 set all. First serve from Berrettini goes wide again. Second serve from Berrettini. Andy Murray getting very close to winning this set number 2. Second serve from Matteo Berrettini. He did hit double fault in his last attempt. This time he hits the serve in. Slice backhand from Andy Murray. Berrettini hitting the forehand. Goes wide. Andy Murray wins the set number 2. Done and dusted. Andy Murray gets back into this final. Oh my, I have said it, Andy Murray to win this final in 3, and it could very well happen. 7-5, Andy Murray wins this set number 2. What a hectic final this is turning out to be. Absolutely what we anticipated and what we expected. Andy Murray refused to give up. He fights back, wins the game, wins the second set. He's right back in it, and we are heading for the set number 3 for the decider. What a final. What a final this is. Again, guys, we have a break. If you have any questions, any thoughts, leave them in the chat. If you are enjoying the content, please, guys, hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate that. Again, I'll take a short break, guys. If you don't have any questions, I'll take a short break before the set number 3. If you have any questions, write them in the chat. I will answer them after I come back. But we need a short comfort break here. We have been streaming for over 2 hours now. And the players are going for a toilet break as well. Matteo Berrettini, same as Andy Murray. So just take a short break here. Take a deep breath. Refresh, and we'll be ready to go at the beginning of the set number 3. Again, guys, if you have any questions, leave them in the chat. For sure, if you have any thoughts, leave them in the chat as well. We'll be back in just a second. So guys, hello and welcome back at the beginning of the set number 3. We are all ready to go. We are right back in it. Right back at it. Again, guys, if you have any questions, leave them in the chat. I'm waiting for your questions all 2 hours basically. Over 2 hours we have been streaming, so if you have any questions, don't be shy, just ask them in the chat. If you have any thoughts, if you have any score predictions, if you have any favorites, write them in the chat. We are waiting for Matteo Berrettini to return from the comfort break. But, yeah. We are almost ready to go. So what do you think, guys? What do you reckon? Who will win this one? What are your thoughts? What are your predictions? Tell me in the chat. Who do you think is taking home the trophy? So do you think, guys, is taking home the trophy? What do you reckon? Who is winning this one? So, Andy's ready to serve, apparently. Yes, he is. So Andy Murray, starting off the set number 3. Great first serve, but Berrettini returns. Slice backhand from Berrettini. Forehand from Andy. Will he get to this ball? No, he will not. And he ran right into his chair. Good try from Andy. He was trying to get to that ball, but that was just a very good volley from Matteo Berrettini. So Andy Murray down love 15 on his own serve to kick off the set number 3. We are in the set number 3 already. This is the decider. This is the last set. We won't have any more sets in Stuttgart this week. This is the last set, so let's just enjoy it. Andy Murray serving yet again. First serve hits the net. It will be second serve from the Brit. Second serve from Andy. Second serve from Murray. Again, a bad ball toss, so repeated second serve. Goes in, backhand from Berrettini. Well, I think that was, yeah, it was let, called let, so repeated second serve from Andy. And this is getting interesting. A lot of time needed for Andy Murray to get this ball into play, but this time he gets the second serve into play. Matteo Berrettini hitting a strong forehand. Forehand from Andy. Forehand from Matteo. Forehand from Andy. Backhand for Matteo. Backhand for Andy. Forehand from Berrettini. Forehand from Andy as well. He hits the ball wide. Love 30. Andy Murray in deep trouble in his first service game of the third set. This is getting interesting. This is heating up already in the first game of the set number 3. Who knows what happens next? Yeah, Andy needs to win this next point. He really needs to win this. Crucial point right here. It could bring up potentially 3 break points for Matteo Berrettini. So Andy just needs to win this point. He's taking his time. He's not rushing anything. Seems like he should be ready to go. Andy Murray hitting the first serve in. Great first serve, but Berrettini returns. And Andy hits the net. Oh no. Oh no, Andy. What are you doing here? Love 40. It's not looking good. It's not looking good for Andy. Love 40 in the first game of the third set. Matteo Berrettini with 3 break points. Yeah, not very good. Not very positive for Andy. Not a positive start to the third set for sure. Andy Murray serving again. First serve goes in. Berrettini returns. Backhand from Andy. Hits the net. Break to love. Well, you didn't expect it, did you? Break to love for Matteo Berrettini. Andy Murray clearly frustrated. Well, if Berrettini just holds his serve in the next 5 games, he will win the title. Andy Murray needs to break. He needs to break as soon as possible. That is a very big, imperative, I guess, for Andy Murray here. He's clearly frustrated, but yeah, he needs to get back on track. He needs to get back into this one. Of course, very disappointing start to the third set, losing his own serve to love. That is always very disappointing, but he just needs to focus, needs to just, refresh right now. We have been playing for over 2 hours right now. We have been streaming for 2 hours and 10 minutes, so it has been going for some time, We are just at the beginning of the third set, and we have already been playing for over 2 hours. That is very unorthodox or untraditional for a grass court match. So, yeah, that is also very, very interesting aspect. How long have we been playing? And this is definitely a blockbuster final, and it has so far lived up to the expectations. Oh, but we do have medical timeouts. I didn't even realize it. Who was it, Andy or Matteo? I think it is Andy who took a medical timeout. So, yeah, we won't be playing for the next couple of minutes. So, guys, here is just another space for your questions. If you have some questions, if you have some thoughts, if you have, I don't know, if you have predictions for this match, if you want to say from which country are you watching, which player are you supporting, then you can just write it in the chat. We have a space for your thoughts, for your remarks, for your questions, basically. If you want to say something, don't be shy. I promise I won't do anything to you. And if you are enjoying the content, guys, just hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. We are currently at number 62. So, medical timeout in the meantime in Stuttgart. Andy Murray is getting his treatment. So I don't know how long will this last. I reckon 5 minutes or so. So we are not playing for the next couple of minutes at the very least. So if you have questions, guys, just leave them in the chat. And if you have your score predictions, leave them in the chat as well. I have set Andy Murray to win this one in 3 sets. I don't know, with this medical timeout, with losing the first opening game, losing his serve to love, it's not looking very good for Andy right now. But, I mean, I'm very proud of him winning the second set. It was not easy, but he has done it. Right now, Matteo Berrettini with a bit of an advantage in this third set, but still, I think Andy could fight back. It is possible, but we do have a medical timeout here, and I'm not sure how serious the injury is. Obviously, Andy Murray has been having metal hips, new hips, hip surgery, etc., etc. We all know about his problems, so yeah. Let's see, but hopefully it's nothing that serious. Thank you very much, guys. 63 subscribers, really appreciate it. Really appreciate your subscription. Still medical timeout for Andy Murray here, so still space for your questions, for your thoughts, if you have any. I am open to questions, to thoughts, because right now we don't have anything to be talking about really, because Andy Murray is just laying on the ground and receiving a medical timeout. I'm not even sure how long can you have a medical timeout. I'm not even sure. I think it is 5 minutes, I think. But, like, I'm not 100% sure. So if you know, guys, how long is the medical timeout, you can tell me in the chat as well. Because I'm not really sure. I think along those lines, along 5 minutes or so. That should be right. But still, Andy Murray receiving some treatment from the physio, which is on the court. Still just waiting till he will be ready to go. Obviously, Matteo Berrettini just warming up himself, just trying to do some stretching. From Argentina. Yeah, thank you very much, Nenu. Go Murray. Yeah, I'm rooting for Andy Murray as well, so yeah, but we should see. He did lose the first game of the third set quite heavily, you know. He was broken till up, so that was kind of unfortunate. But We should see if he will be able to come back again. I don't know how serious this injury is, but hopefully it's nothing very, very serious. Andy Murray seems to be ready to go. The medical timeout is over, so let's get back to business. Let's get back to tennis. Let's get back to action. So thank you very much again, Nenu, for subscribing from Argentina. What's the time in Argentina even? I don't know. Because I'm from Europe, so I don't know what's the time right now in South America. I have no idea. Matteo Berrettini serving. He's leading 1 game to love in the set number 3. First serve goes in. That's an ace from Berrettini. Very nice strike. 15 love in favor of the Italian. Great serve from Berrettini. Again, Matteo on serve. First serve, another ace. This is just too good. I mean, this is just too good from Berrettini. 30 love. 30 love for Matteo. He's trying to go up 2 games to love in the set number 3. And another great first serve, 40 love. Just one great serve after another. Striking the ball very well right now, Matteo Berrettini. 40 love. And that brings up 3 game points for the world number 10. Matteo Berrettini, another ace. Get out of here. Get out of here, Matteo. This is just too good. This is just too good. 2 games to love for the Italian in the decider. Andy Murray on serve next. Again, we cannot really assess how severe the injury of Andy Murray is. We cannot really assess that because, he didn't have to really move a lot. Because those serves from Matteo Berrettini, those 3 aces, they have been just absolutely perfect. There is not much he can do, but this serve is very good from Andy as well. He's up 15 love. Great first serve. Berrettini unable to return it. So the last couple of minutes have been just about great serves. This time Andy Murray hits the first serve to the net, so it will be the second serve from the Brit. Second serve goes in. Backhand from Berrettini. Backhand from Murray. Slice backhand from Berrettini. Murray hitting the backhand. Slice backhand again from Matteo. Forehand from Andy. Backhand from Matteo goes wide. That is 30 love. 30 love Andy on his serve. 30 love for Andy Murray. Andy serves. First serve goes wide. Second serve from Andy goes in. Backhand from Berrettini. Forehand from Andy. Great forehand. Forehand winner from Andy. 40 love. This could be a hold to love. Very important hold for Andy. If he could get somehow on the board again. 40 love. Murray serving. First serve goes in. Berrettini returns. Forehand from Andy. Backhand from Berrettini. Volley from Andy, and he wins this game. Hold to love. Andy Murray makes it 1-2 in the set number 3. Again, still a lot left to play for. Still everything up for grabs, but Matteo Berrettini with a break in the set number 3. He is up 2-1 and he will be serving next. Again, both of the players taking a short rest. If you have any questions, guys, any thoughts, any predictions, make sure to leave them in the chat. I will be more than happy to answer all of your questions. So right now is the space. If you have any thoughts, any remarks, any questions, you can just leave them in the chat. Don't be shy. I promise I won't do anything to you. Yeah, both of the players just taking a deserved rest. Matteo Berrettini will be serving next in this deciding set in the set number 3. And Andy Murray, trying to concentrate as well. we should see how this one will end. I mean, Berrettini is in a pretty good position. If he will just hold his serve, he will win this one. But Murray is dangerous on the return as well. So, I mean, it's still far from over. The injury of Murray doesn't seem to be that severe, hopefully. And thankfully, I should say. So, that is good. That Murray should be not 100%, maybe not, but definitely like 90% at the very least. I think he is. So, yeah, Matteo Berrettini on serve right now. He's up 2-1 in the deciding set in the set number 3. Matteo Berrettini serving, Andy Murray ready on return. And new balls for Matteo Berrettini. Berrettini serving. First serve goes wide. It will be second serve from the Italian. Second serve from Matteo. Goes in. Backhand from Andy. Forehand from Berrettini. And it is a forehand winner for Matteo. Forehand winner for Berrettini. 15 love in his favor. Berrettini still on serve. Would be a big hold if he could get a hold here. First serve goes wide. Second serve for Matteo here, but I think like some problems starting to emerge for Andy. He didn't seem very comfortable in that last shot. So, I mean, some hip problem probably once again. Forehand from Andy, he goes to the net. A volley from Andy goes wide. Yeah, he doesn't seem to be all right. He does seem to be in a lot of pain. So it's kind of difficult to watch Andy in this condition. But yeah, I was hoping for Andy to win. But right now, with his also current medical problems, it seems like very, very improbable that Andy will get a win here. But still, Matteo serving, still anything could happen. Matteo serving, first serve, hits the net. It will be second serve from the world number 10. Second serve from Matteo Berrettini. Second serve goes in. Forehand from Andy. Andy again going to the net. He has won the point. 30-15. Well played, Andy. He went to the net. Berrettini hitting the ball to the net. So Andy got the point, 15-30. From the perspective of Andy, Matteo Berrettini on serve. Again, guys, we have 10 viewers right now. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you are enjoying the show, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And please tell me in the chat, who are you rooting for today? What do you think? What will be the score prediction? What do you have? How do you think this? What do you think? Who will be the winner of this match? Basically, second serve from Berrettini goes in. Andy Murray missing it. 40-15 in favor of Matteo. So guys, if you have any thoughts, any questions for me as well, leave them in the chat. We have been streaming for 2.5 hours almost. It has been a marathon. I must say, I didn't expect this long stream. So yeah, it has been pretty crazy final. Berrettini, great serve. That's an ace. 3-1. Matteo Berrettini is up in this deciding set. 3-1. It will be Andy Murray on serve right next. Andy Murray serving right now. Let's see if he could make it 2-3. This is a very important game for Andy here. So, first serve goes wide. It will be second serve from Andy. Second serve from Andy Murray. Second serve goes in. Backhand from Berrettini. Forehand from Andy. Backhand from Berrettini hits the net. 15 love in favor of Andy. 15 love in favor of Murray. This is a must hold. This is a must hold situation. Murray serving again. First serve. First serve goes in. Berrettini going for a slice backhand. Backhand from Berrettini. Forehand from Murray. He went to the net, but that's a pass. That's a forehand pass from the Italian. Well played, Matteo. 15-all. Andy Murray still on serve. But it is 15-all as of right now. Good forehand pass from Berrettini as well. Murray serving. First serve from the Brit. First serve goes in. Berrettini returning the ball wide, but apparently it was called let, so it will be repeated. First serve for Andy Murray. Repeated first serve for Andy. First serve goes in. Berrettini hitting the ball to the nets. Very important point. 30-15 Murray. 30-15 Andy. Let's go, Andy. I've got this one. Murray serving. Sorry, it is already 40-15 apparently. Yeah, it is 40-15. So 40-15 Andy, and he's on serve. 2 game points. Second serve goes in. Forehand from Andy. Slice backhand from Matteo. Backhand from Andy as well. Backhand from Berrettini. Forehand from Andy. Slice backhand from Berrettini. Slice backhand from Murray as well. Backhand from Matteo hits the net. Andy Murray gets this game in the bag. Done and dusted. The game 5 of the set number 3. Berrettini, however, still with a break. Up a break. 3-2 in favor of the Italian, and he will be serving next to gain a 4-2 lead. But we have a short break. Yet again, both of the players are trying to get some rest right now. So another space for your questions, guys. Another opportunity for you to ask me some questions, maybe to give your thoughts on this match. How are you enjoying the final? Who do you think will win this one? Who is your favorite? Who are you rooting for, etc, etc, guys? Don't be shy. Write something in the chat. And yeah. Basically, we have time for your questions, about a minute or so. About a minute or so, we have a break here. Both of the players need to refresh, get some fresh water in. It is pretty darn hot in Stuttgart as well. Sun is shining. It's getting close to 30 degrees Celsius, so it is very tough for players as well. But, I mean, come on, they have been putting up quite some show today. Quite some show, really extraordinary. What a final this has been. What a final. Really amazing. So, the break is getting to a close. The break is getting to an end. Matteo Berrettini, Andy Murray. Both of the players going to their parts of the court. We should be ready to go anytime soon. Matteo Berrettini on serve right now. If you don't have any questions, we'll continue the coverage of this final ATP 250 in Stuttgart year 2022. Berrettini. First serve goes wide. It will be the second serve from Italian. Second serve from Matteo. Second serve from Berrettini goes in. Forehand from Andy. No, apparently it was called let, so repeated. Second serve from Matteo. Repeated second serve from Berrettini. Second serve hits the net. That is a double fault. Well, the things maybe are getting a little bit interesting. Love 15. Love 15. Matteo Berrettini still on serve. He did hit a double fault on his last attempt, so this time Berrettini serving. Will he do a better job? First serve goes wide. It will be the second serve from Italian. Second serve from Matteo. Second serve goes in. Forehand from Andy. Forehand from Matteo. Forehand from Andy. Forehand from Matteo. And it did get to it, but he has dragged the ball terribly wide. 15-all. Yeah, not a good shot from Andy Murray, but he did well just to get to that one. And yeah, it was very tough to get ball back into play. He just went for a backhand slice, but the ball went just out of the court. 15-all, Berrettini serving. Berrettini on serve still. Matteo hitting the ball in. That is an ace. Andy Murray absolutely furious, but there is nothing Andy could do about this one. It was just the picture perfect. Really, great ace. Great serve. No chance for Andy to get to this one. 30-15. 30-15 for Berrettini. Matteo serving. First serve. Another ace. Yeah, that's not good. Andy's frustrated even more and more. Again, smashing the racket, but nothing he can do about this one. This is just a great serving. I mean, you have to give all the credit to Matteo Berrettini. If he continues to serve like this, no chance for Andy to get back into this one. First serve from Berrettini. This time went wide. Maybe some chance for Andy on the second serve. Who knows what could happen on the second serve of Matteo Berrettini. Second serve from Berrettini goes in. Backhand from Andy. Forehand from Matteo. That is a winner. That is a clear winner. 4-2. Matteo Berrettini 2 games away from winning the final, from winning the first tournament he plays in after the return from injury. This could be a big title in career of Matteo Berrettini. Of course, his game style is very well suited for grass. He reached the Wimbledon final last year where he was eventually defeated by Novak Djokovic, so he's a great grass court player, but the same must be said about Andy Murray. So this is the battle of the two heavyweights, two great players on grass. Andy Murray hitting the first serve in the net. It will be the second serve from the Brit. Second serve from Andy. Second serve goes in. Backhand from Berrettini. Forehand from Andy. Forehand from Berrettini. Backhand from Andy. And Berrettini unable to get it back. Well played, Andy. Let's go, Andy. You have got this one. 15-love. 15-love. Well played, Andy. Matteo unable to get that ball back into play. Andy Murray still on serve. Again, guys, if you have any questions, any thoughts, any predictions, if you want to share with us who are you rooting for, write in chat. I will be more than happy to answer all of your questions, all of your thoughts. But right now, let's get back to business. Andy Murray hits the first serve wide. It will be the second serve from the Brit. And if you are enjoying the show, guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We are currently at 63 subscribers. Backhand from Berrettini. Backhand from Andy. Berrettini trying to go for a drop shot, but he has hit the net. He has hit the net. 30-love for Andy. 30-love for Andy Murray. Berrettini again trying to go for a drop shot, but it just didn't work. It just didn't work. So, Andy serving. First serve from the former world number 1. He's leading 30-love on his serve right now. He needs to hold here. This is just another must-hold game for Andy. Apparently the serve went wide, or I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. They just completely stopped playing. It is 30-15 in favor of Andy Murray. And he has sat on his bench. Is he having another medical timeout? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good. Yeah, it is very unfortunate. I mean, it's just very unfortunate. Another medical timeout. Like immediately after Murray hit that ball, he just went to his seat. You know, just take a seat. It's not good. He just immediately waved to the umpire. No, not continuing. Hopefully it's not. He will not retire. Hopefully he will not retire. Hopefully he could get back into this one, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good for Sir Andy Murray. He has fought very hard. Hopefully it will not end like this, but it's not looking good. Yeah, very sad. Very sad to see this. I'm rooting for Andy. What he has to come through is just really, I just really admire him for everything he has done in the past couple of months, in the past couple of years. But if he gets another injury right before Wimbledon, his home Grand Slam, yeah, I think that would be very tough to take. Very tough to take, I mean. We have another medical timeout. If you have some questions, guys, if you have some thoughts on this match, your predictions, leave them in the chat. But, I mean, yeah, it's just sad. It's just frustrating. Matteo Berrettini did have as well injury in, if you remember, in last year's ATP Nitto ATP Finals. He was playing at home in Turin, and he had to retire. He was just crying, you know. He did have some problems with his abs, I think. So that was very sad to see. So obviously Matteo Berrettini he knows very well how Andy's feeling right now. It's very unfortunate. It doesn't look good. That's just something I would say straightforward. It doesn't look good. It seems like medical timeout is out, but Andy Murray just shaking his head. This is not good. I mean, this probably just game set a match Berrettini. Yeah, right now I just don't see Andy winning this one. It just doesn't look good. I mean, well, he will try. He's fighting. He's getting back, but yeah, this doesn't look good. Andy Murray on serve. First serve goes in, but he's not moving well. He's just not moving well. But Berrettini hitting the net, so 40-15 in favor of Andy. Maybe some chance at least to make it 3-4, but yeah, very unfortunate. I mean, very tough to look even at it. How Andy's struggling. First serve goes wide. It will be second serve from Andy. He's like serving, even serving is the problem right now for Andy. So it's just tough to see. Second serve goes in. Berrettini returns the ball wide. So Andy Murray gets this game 3-4. But yeah, I don't see. He's not getting back. This is Matteo Berrettini, and this will be Berrettini's title, I think. Yeah. Sad to see just Andy struggling so much. You know, he's just sitting right now on the bench, sitting and just, you know, shaking his head, just almost in tears, I would say. Very sad to see this. Very sad. Very, yeah, I don't even know what to say. What do you think, guys? It's just disappointing. What a legend Andy Murray is, and to see him struggle this much, yeah, it's not very pleasant. It's not very pleasant. So guys, again, we have a short break. Questions. Your questions, I'm waiting for them. Over 2.5 hours, still not a single question. So guys, don't be shy, just ask a question. If you have thoughts, leave them in the chat. If you have a score prediction, who do you think will win this one? Even though it seems to be quite obvious right now who will win this one, but still. Who are you rooting for? You can leave that in the chat. From where are you watching? From which country? Tell me in the chat as well. Like, don't be shy, guys. Don't be shy. I won't do anything to you, I really promise. Okay, Andy, back on his feet, but, I mean, yeah, this will be just probably painful to watch the rest of this contest, and it is a very big shame that it has to end this way. You know, it was such a good battle. Such a good battle. But, yeah, Andy Murray clearly in a discomfort, clearly having some health issues, some health problems. So, it's just sad to see. Matteo Berrettini serving. First serve goes wide. It will be the second serve from Italian. Matteo Berrettini trying to make it 5-3. Trying to make it only 1 game away from the title. Second serve goes in. Andy Murray returns. This is a forehand from Berrettini. Andy Murray able to get to it. Is a drop shot winner from Berrettini. 15 love in favor of the Italian. We are getting close to the finish line. Closer and closer. Berrettini serving yet again. First serve hits the net. Second serve from Matteo here. Second serve from Berrettini. Second serve goes in, I think. Andy's protesting, but I think the ball went just in right on the line. Andy is protesting, but I doubt that will help. Probably just won't. So, 30 love. Matteo Berrettini. We are very close to a finish line, I have a feeling. Very close to a finish line. 30 love. Matteo Berrettini on serve. First serve hits the net. Again, first serves right now not going in for the Italian, but it has not been the problem so far in this game. Maybe it will be in the future. Second serve goes in this time. Slice backhand from Berrettini. Forehand from Andy. Slice backhand from Berrettini. Forehand from Andy. Matteo hitting the ball wide. Maybe some tension on the racket of the Italian, who knows, but 30-15. He is still in a pretty darn good position. The Italian up a break in the decider. Again, guys, if you are enjoying the content, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as we are trying to reach 70 subscribers, just 7 away from reaching 70. So thank you very much. Every single subscriber is very much appreciated. So thank you, guys, if you will hit that subscribe button. First serve from Berrettini just going wide. It is the second serve from Italian. Second serve goes in. Backhand from Andy. And it is a forehand winner from Matteo. 40-15. Forehand winner from Berrettini. Forehand winner from Matteo Berrettini. Very close to making it 5-3. Very close. Berrettini ready to serve. First serve goes in, and that is what you call an ace. What a way to finish this game. 5-3. That is it. Andy Murray has to hold here. This is a must hold. And then he needs to break. That is the only way how to get out of this trouble. But it is not looking very good for Andy, even with his medical, conditions. He did have already 2 medical timeouts, and he doesn't seem to be 100% fit. But hey, he's still fighting, and that's what we just absolutely love to see. Matteo Berrettini hitting the return wide. 15 love in favor of Andy. Let's go, Andy. At least let's get a hold here and ask that last question. Ask Matteo that very last question. Can you serve it out? First serve from Andy, and the first serve is going 130k. That is the first serve of Andy Murray right now, just so you know his current state and his current health issues. I mean, 130Ks for a first serve, that is not good. That is not good. Okay, 30 love. But Andy, I don't know how, but he's getting those points. 140Ks first serve. Yeah, it is not good. Backhand from Andy, slice backhand from Matteo, but at least he's staying in these rallies, at least he's fighting. Again, that's what we love to see. 40 love. So 3 game points, just like that. This could be a hold to love, even with first serves going like 130Ks. which is just ridiculous. Another first serve, 132 Ks, that is a good return. Berrettini getting an advantage of these very slow first serves. This time Berrettini with a hammer of a return. So 40-15 Andy, 40-15 for Murray. First serve goes wide. Yeah, Andy's just struggling to serve right now. He's just struggling to serve. Second serve hits the net. Yeah, double fault. Not good. Not good. 40-30. 64 subscribers. Thank you very much, guys, for number 64. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it, guys. So, yeah, but it's tough to see. First serve from Andy, 140 Ks, but at least he got it in. Slice backhand from Andy, forehand from Matteo Berrettini, backhand from Berrettini, forehand from Andy, forehand from Matteo, forehand from Andy. Drop shot from Berrettini, drop shot from Andy. Matteo going for forehand winner. 40 all, that is deuce. Yeah, Andy was up 40 love, but he lost 3 points in succession. And it is right now 40 all, it is deuce. Just tough to see. Just tough to see Andy struggle this much, it really is. But at least the people in Stuttgart are very supportive. They are really supporting Andy, trying to, you know, get him forward, trying to get him over at least this game. To ask Matteo Berrettini that very last question. Forehand from Andy. Well played from Matteo. Andy gets the ball wide, and that is advantage for Berrettini. Yeah, the first championship point. First championship point right here, right now for Matteo Berrettini. Andy Murray struggling. Yeah, very sad to end this match this way. It was a spectacular match, but I'm talking in the past time because I think this will be over anytime soon. Andy Murray going for first serve. Backhand return from Berrettini, but a great backhand from Andy. He gets himself back to deuce at the very least. So we are back at deuce. Back at deuce. Great backhand from Andy. Backhand down the line. Berrettini unable to get to it. Andy Murray again serving. First serve, 140 Ks. Berrettini unable to return it. That's funny. When you hit like 190k, Berrettini sometimes will return it. When you hit 140k, Berrettini just can't return it, which is quite funny. Again, 130k this time serve from Andy. It was a first serve, I must say. Backhand from Berrettini, backhand from Andy, slice backhand from Berrettini, backhand from Andy, backhand from Matteo, backhand from Andy, forehand from Berrettini, forehand from Andy goes wide. Back at deuce. Back at 40 all. It is 40 all. And Andy Murray still on serve. The people are trying to give some energy to Andy, really trying to cheer him up. Let's see if it will help. Andy going for a first serve, goes in. Berrettini returns, forehand from Andy. Slice forehand from Berrettini, forehand from Andy. Backhand from Berrettini. Andy Murray going for an overhead. And Berrettini hitting the ball wide. Advantage Murray. Advantage Murray, another chance to make it 4-5. Another advantage to make it 4-5. Again, guys, if you have any thoughts, any questions, make sure to leave them in the chat. I will be more than happy to answer all of your questions. First serve from Andy. Forehand from Andy. He went to the net. Backhand from Andy. Forehand from Berrettini. Andy Murray hitting the volley wide. And it is 40 all. We are back at deuce. Back at deuce. This game is taking quite some time. It is taking a while to finish this game, but Andy Murray is not giving up. That's for sure. That's just not in his blood. As Shawn Mendes is singing, right? It is in my blood. And it certainly isn't also in the blood of Andy Murray to give up here. Forehand from Andy. Goes wide. Tough times for Murray. Frustrated with himself, frustrated with the injury he has picked up. Second championship point for Matteo Berrettini. Andy serving. We have been playing for almost 3 hours. It has been an epic. Backhand from Andy, hits the net. Matteo Berrettini wins the tournament. On his return, I'm not like overly excited because it is very sad to see Andy Murray struggle this match. It is just sad to see. But yeah, the match is finished. We have been streaming for almost 3 hours. Matteo Berrettini, the hammer, gets back on the ATP Tour in quite some style. He wins his first tournament back on tour. What a win it was. Andy Murray fought hard, but in the end, he had some medical problems. He had issues with his hips. So it was just sad to see the match ended this way, but all the credit to the Italian, to the world number 10, Matteo Berrettini, who gets the title from Stuttgart, who gets 250 points into the ATP ranking. Great tournament from Matteo. I think he will be dangerous in Wimbledon. Once again, he reached the finals of Wimbledon last year. He will be dangerous at Wimbledon also this year. I'm sure about that. And about Andy Murray, I'm not sure. Because let's see what this injury will be. How significant it will be. How serious it will be. But let's just fingers crossed Andy Murray will be alright. And that his health will be alright as well. But we have reached the end, guys. If you have some questions, you have the last chance to write them in the chat. If you don't, then we'll just end the stream here. Again, guys, we have reached 64 subscribers, so thank you very much for that. We have reached number 64. And again, I will be streaming next week the tournament in Halle. So we'll be seeing each other also during the next week, so I'm very looking forward to that. I'm uploading the new videos. I have uploaded yesterday, the day before yesterday. Also today probably will be uploading a new video, so you are getting also your videos, your live streams. I really try to put a lot of work into this channel, so thank you very much, guys, for just being here, and never mind, you didn't have any questions today. Maybe you will have in the next stream. But it has been it has been a great final, really great final. Great final to kick off the grass season. And next week we have ATP Halle, also at Queen's Club. So some pretty darn good tournaments to be looking forward to and to be streaming matches from. But for now, it is adios from me, guys. It is a goodbye, or a good day. Good night, good evening, wherever you are. Wishing you all the best. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and yeah, recharge the batteries and everything. I'm wishing you everything best also for the upcoming week. See you soon, guys, in the future live streams, in the future videos. For now, it is a goodbye from me. Bye, guys, and have a good one.